That speech, that statesman's expanded speech that he made here, vote, in Imo he said, vote your conscience. Your vote is your right. Do you understand? Vote, you can vote across party lines. So you can vote across ethnic or religion. Let me tell you, like Imo even has a bigger problem waiting to implode. Which is the non-recognition, the flagrant abuse of court processes, court judgment, perpetual injunction against Oshomole. On Saturday, a chairman of a party is supposed to write a letter appointing agents. And so, just some weeks ago, Oshomole comes and says he has dissolved the Imo caretaker against a judgment of a federal high court in Abuja, against a perpetual injunction restraining him or his agents or privy from tampering with those executives. Why I'm raising this is because I know I'm on a national platform and it should be called to order.
But Oshomole and Rochester Okorocha, they're practically very good friends.
Well, Oshomole knows what he's doing. He is being used as an instrument.
Who's using him?
Nobody
can use it because you said that he's the cabal. You said he's the head of the cabal.
He is a part of the cabal, and as the chairman of the party, he's the head of the cabal.
I'm not sure you can accuse him of such, because I mean that there's no way that he's here to respond to just.
No, I'm saying he has the right of response.
This is talking about his person.
He has a right of response. He wants to destroy the party in Imo State. He wants to disobey court orders. He wants to recognize somebody as chairman, who is not the chairman of our party.
We need to get the other perspective from Abuja now. Mark.
Ahmed Buhari is still with us, and he is a member of APC. Just quickly, let's clarify this. When did you join the APC?
I joined the APC last week. I used to be the presidential candidate of the Sustainable National Party, and at a very crucial time like this, we have to look for the best kind of alignments that we have to make with either the APC or the PDP, which happen to be most of the, very clearly, the two major parties that will be going into the general elections. And very clearly, most of these things that have happened are things that I did observe from the outside, and I told you very clearly that it's most disappointing. And for me, from my perspective as an outsider at that time, it looked to me like a superiority complexity that was taking place. And so, again, it's about time.
But now that you're on the inside, you see absolutely nothing wrong with it?
I told you there's everything wrong with it. I did tell you that it's most disappointing. I did mention to you very clearly.
But this is the party of choice because...
This is the party of choice because, in all honesty, I was invited by the policy document control system of the APC to see some of the achievements that they have made. And I told them very clearly at that meeting that if you've achieved all of these things, why don't we hear them? And the APC told me very clearly that they think they're going to be spending too much money on media as opposed to using those kind of monies to actually pay retirees, pay people who have left NITEL, backlog of payments of people in NEPA, roads that they have constructed, and these are evident. And when I saw all of these things, and I said to myself, in reality, there's work that's been done, but unfortunately, the APC haven't utilized the media properly to communicate with the people to let them know that this is what you've been doing. And, on the case of fighting against the corrupt system, many people have been saying, oh, how come it's been selective? I don't think it's selective. I think it's a process. There are some of those cases that have been holding on even before the 2015 elections. So in my opinion, I think it's a process. I think I'm seeing Babachi Lawa right now still in custody. I'm seeing there's this, shakedown that is about to happen. And from my own perspective, I decided, look, I'm going to be honest with myself. There are two major people that are going to be contesting. It's either Buhari emerges or Atiku emerges. And from my own perspective as a young person, what is going to happen in the future? Am I going to sit down and allow the outcome of the election favor somebody who I have done my background check on and I've seen so many irregularities, not just of the present but of the past, building possibly to the future? And I'm like, no, I'm not going to let this happen. I'm going to bring my support and support a candidate that I think is actually towing the path of success for our people. And most importantly, I want young people to understand that, look, this is our future we're talking about. If the biggest problem that is making a few elite upset with the present administration is because of the TSA, then we should all fight against it, because obviously it looks as if most of the people that are upset is because now they have to allow their monies go through the six-figure treasury accounts, and they don't want this to happen because now you have to remit your taxes correctly. Now you have to remit exactly what belongs to you, and then there's more accountability, there's more transparency, there's more demand for the right things to be done, and many people don't like these things to happen.
I'm just curious. I mean, one of the things that the Not Too Young to Run movement came up to do was to see how young people are included very much in the process and they occupy political offices.
Right.
You aimed for the #1 office in the land.
Exactly.
And now you have absolutely no issue, you know, going with, you know, parties that have quite elderly people as their candidates.
Well, you know, when I met with the APC system, apart from the people in the forefront, I saw a lot of young people. I saw my mates in the system, and I'm like, why didn't I see your faces? So when I got to the party, I said, look, you know what? I'm going to be speaking on Sunrise Daily because I'm sick and tired of seeing people who do not connect with my generation speak on behalf of this party. And so in reality, it's not like there are no young people. And the truth of the matter is we have led a movement that has awakened the consciousness of young people across the country in the last 3.5 years. But most importantly is most of these young people have not been able to truly, you know, support a young candidate to emerge. We did belong to the pact, and we couldn't have a consensus. We cannot lie about the fact that even though we have some supporters, we don't have the resources to push this agenda. So in the interim, what do? Are we going to go to the polls on the 16th and just fail and then go back and start from square one? I don't think so. I think what is most important is if there is a system we're seeing and we want to fix, we should go into that system and fix it, and that's exactly what we're doing.
So let me ask you this. If you were President Muhammadu Buhari, if you were in his shoes, I mean, as a presidential candidate of the APC, and you see all of this rancor going on in different states, some which have cost you your candidate. I mean, you are not going to be able to field candidates in that election. So it's a given that it already belongs to the opposition. How would you feel? I mean, how would you handle the situation?
There are certain things that we have always said we're going to bring into governance, and that is evaluation processes. There has to be an evaluation mechanism that assesses how well people are faring, how well ministries are faring. What is wrong if you invite governors to Abuja every month to come and give you a report on their progress? No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the divisions within your party, which has cost your candidate. If you were in his shoes, would you let it slide? I wouldn't let it slide, to be honest. What would you have done? I wouldn't let it slide. The truth of the matter is, the guest in Lagos did mention one thing. We've had a time when there used to be clashes between the chairman of the party and the president of the party as to who is the true leader of the party. And in this particular situation, the chairman of the party is in total responsibility of the processes that happen in all of the states because he is the chairman of the party. Unfortunately, I have seen an unfortunate situation where the chairman of the party has not been able to manage all of the issues that have happened. This could be, and like I mentioned earlier, as a result of superiority complexity or inferiority complexity from the side of the governors and from the side of the chairmanship. The question is, as president, what would you have done? As president, I would have summoned everybody. I would have done this earlier before now. So you are not happy that the president hasn't done it? Yes, and I think the president was trying to play safe by saying, I'm not going to interfere in the process because it's not within my jurisdiction at this point. But and hopefully they will resolve it. But we can see now that the individuals responsible or the individuals in the system have failed to come together to see how they could actually put these things together. Do you think you will still have the APC in this state when the elections are over? Absolutely. I mean, we've had. How strong will it be? Say that again? How strong would the party be in those states? The only thing that puts a party completely out of place is when, in fact, we've seen how the PDP, despite the fact that they lost out states. I just asked how strong will your party be? It will still be strong. And the reason why it will be strong is the party has to believe in the leadership. The party members have to believe in the leadership. The party members have to see that there's a path that we're towing to prosperity, to inclusivity, to unification of people, regardless of their age, regardless of their ethnicity, regardless of their background, social status, political party, ideological affiliations. And one thing I've seen with this president that I admire is the fact that when he goes to these rallies and says, vote for anybody of your choice, this has never been heard of. Including PDP candidates, I mean. Exactly. So people must see that. What's the essence of a campaign? I'll explain. The essence here is the right persons, the people's choice must prevail. Well, we do hope that eventually, I mean, that's the most important thing. In all of this rancor and fighting, we want to believe that at the end of the day, what should count is your vote. So it's the people's choice that should prevail. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, my pleasure. On Sunrise Daily. Ahmed Buhari is now a member of the All Progressives Congress. It's back to you, Chamberlain.
Well, yes, it did, Mark. Well, the thing about that now, particularly in Imo, even though in Ogun, there's so much perspectives on that particular one. But in Imo, members of the APC, the APC's flag bearer, particularly, wouldn't, he's still out there believing that no matter what happens, he is going to have today. You or your party, now division is there. What would you suggest as the way forward? Because we're just a couple of days now to the elections.
Well, for me, I want to take these issues one at a time. The President, President Muhammadu Buhari, has done well for the Southeast. I talk for Imo. If you go around Imo, for the first time, we're seeing real development. The Imo International Cargo Airport is coming on board. All the buildings have been completed.
Is that the way forward?
The Owerri-Aba Express Road is being completed, courtesy of Mr. President. The Onitsha to Port Harcourt Express Road is being built, courtesy of Mr. President. A lot of things are happening. Nigeria Air Force Base has been approved, and they have started working in more and all that. So the man has done very, very well, and he has shown that he's not clannish. For him to even say, vote across.
Is, what is the way forward to solve the problems within your party in the states?
Well, there's no problem in my party.
If there's no problem, why is he supporting AA candidates?
There is no problem. We have solved that matter a long time ago. We have allowed them, since they want tickets, we have allowed them to have their tickets. What they have is, in Igbo land, we say, Abagalage what, Naka? We're giving you what? It's like giving you a counterfeit. He has a ticket of APC as a gubernatorial candidate without the support of the ward executives, local government executives and members, and state executives and members. He doesn't have their support. Okay, let Oshomole come and his executives come from Abuja.
Who doesn't have their support?
No, he doesn't have their support.
So what's the?
Yes, so I can tell you that for presidential election, all of us are going to vote for our candidates, including Mr. President, overwhelmingly. And in any case, in Imo State, apart from PDP, all other parties in Imo are supporting.
What is for the states?
But for the governorship, we have said that we're in a perfect alliance. And that perfect alliance is that all our House of Assembly candidates, because that day is just for House of Assembly on the March 2nd, House of Assembly and governorship. We have taken a position and we're not making pretense about it. When the president's wife held her rally for youth and women in Imo, it was very obvious, and the governor said it was very obvious, that we cannot allow injustice and support injustice. No, it's not godly. So we're going to support our candidates who have moved to AA, the governorship candidates, and all 27 House of Assembly candidates of AA. We're going to support them. Then let us see those who support the APC. I can tell you that all the ward executives and members of APC in Imo State, all the local government executives and their members, all the state executives and members led by Honorable Dan Wafo, we will not work for our party.
Do they have more than one vote?
I said, and their members. And their members. We have at least 850,000 registered APC members.
They will compel the members to vote.
No, these are the people who, and remember, let me tell you the danger. Let me tell you how deep this problem is. The APC primaries for elections were done using direct primaries where every member voted.
Well,
so now, all right, I'm sorry guys, we need to go. Steve Asimobe is the essay to Imo State Governor on electoral matters. And it turns out he's been this for a while now. Thank